What's up, guys? So today I had a decent day trading. It was kind of tough in the sense that stocks, there's not a lot of good stocks, and it's very volatile and just overall tricky to trade. Ignore silver again. I actually have two silvers stocks, one which I sold from two different accounts of mine. Again, they're swing trades, so the 154, 145, just ignore it. I actually made just 610 off of 35 tickets and $54.45 in commission. So basically what I did was I started by trading BYND and ACAD, but let's talk about ACAD first. So on the daily level, ACAD is just below the SMA. So when it went above the SMA, I actually was long it, but one can probably short it once it got to this level because it's, it hits this level of resistance. But I went long, and the reason is this. So on the 15-minute, there's a rejection here. But it was at the point of making a new 15-minute high. So this is how it looks like on the 5-minute. I'll bring down the 1 minute here. As you can see on the 1 minute, there's a high right here. This is about 23. That's a high. So I went long. I think small size. I'm not exactly sure how much I took. It's either 500 shares. Probably is 500 shares, either 500 or 1,000 shares. It did drop, but I saw this huge rejection here, and it was going to make a break for that level again. So I added to my position, I think another 1,000 shares or something like that, so maybe 2,000 shares now. It popped up, and then I got out some. Oh, actually no, I went 3,000 shares, so I think it's 1,000 here and then 2,000 here because I saw this rejection, and then it was going high again, and then I quickly got out here simply because I don't want to be caught with 3,000 shares. That's a lot of shares. So I got out. I was playing conservative. So after I added, I got out some right at this level, and then as it went up, I started to scale out a couple hundred shares, hit this level, got out some more, and then on the way back down, I just got out the remainder. And so that's how I made 158 off of ACAD. And then for Haas, I should have held it on the so Haas, how it looks like is on the daily level. It popped up, got rejected here. 15-minute popped up, so I was short the stock because of these levels of rejection. And then here I took it. It did sort of like a a pullback, and then it was going to go down again. So I took a short position, but then I stopped out. So I took a short 500 shares. I added to my position. The reason for that is, as you can see, the EMAs were going to cross. So I did take a short here, thinking it'll break this level. There's a level here, 115, 17. Thought it was going to go for the break. It didn't. It went back up. And usually what happens here is if it goes back up, I may take another add to this position because there's a good level of resistance here, or a level of support in a way for the short, the SMA, and then the EMAs are coming down. So I added to my position, and then it went back up. So I stopped out because what happens is sometimes it would go down, and then this would actually go back up because this EMA hasn't really crossed it, so the one that crossed, the 9, may actually go back up, and then the stock will just pop and do a big reversal. And then the other reason why I was hesitant and I stopped out is because the stock here is making higher lows, and at the same time it was sort of stopped at this level for close to 5 minutes already at the 115.40 level. So it seemed like a good level of support. It was trending upwards, so I was afraid it was just gonna do a V reversal and just keep on going up. And this is in a way a higher low, right? So this level 115 is higher low than this level 115.15. So, but eventually this line did cross, and then the stock tanked, which it went the way I wanted it to go. It dropped to 114.51. So if I stayed in this position for another minute longer, I would have seen, you know, the stock reverse and go in my favor. But again, it's good to stop out. That's what I do. That was something that I did do as well, and you know, before. So that's how I played Haas, and then BYND are good friends making a comeback. It popped up quite a bit. And so here's how I did it. I took some shares of BYND. So actually, let's take a look. Daily level, it popped up. 15-minute. There's a rejection here. So I think initially I took a short position, thinking it will break this. I actually took it before the open, which is kind of a mistake here, and you can see why. I don't know why I keep doing this. It's bad habit, but actually it's not that bad. It's 934. Either way, I took a short, added to it. It popped up, and then I stopped out. So I got stopped out here. It's a pretty big loss because I don't know how many hundreds of shares I took, maybe 400 or something like that. It did get stopped out here. That's a pretty big loss. And then I went for long because I think this will break this level. EMAs is going to go across it. It did break it, but not in the time frame that I wanted it to or needed it to, because I went long and it looked like it was going to drop. I already had sustained a pretty big loss, so I stopped out. So this is a pretty big, well, this added to my big loss. You saw that it did eventually popped up. So I could have gotten up at the pop here, but it didn't happen. But it did go up, got rejected, went back down, got rejected, popped back up, and then it looked like it was going to trend down again. So I actually took a short at this point. And then it did drop, and so I covered. So I actually made back a huge chunk of my loss here with this play right here. So that was my first play of the stock. Now, what happened later on, as you can see here, is after that short, the stock sort of trended along this level of support here, this SMA. And this is a 5-minute chart. On the 1 minute, this is how it looks like. It's just basically very, very choppy. So what I did was I saw that it may go for the high of the day again. It was a very strong stock, as you saw on the daily level. And that's the high of the day. It's around 206 level, which is pretty much where it hit right here, did a double top. So now it may probably drop back down. Well, actually, no, it went all the way up to 208. Wow. So it hit up the 208, it broke that, and then now it's sort of heading down again. So it did this double top, and then it broke through. But what I did was I took a long, and I stayed in this play the whole time. And the reason for this is because when it dropped, it was just holding this level, and it was sort of trending, as you can see on the EMA here. It never went back down. It never trended back down, the EMAs towards this SMA. It just stayed along this the SMA up here, the higher one. So, and then if you look at all these candlesticks too, it's sort of making higher highs. It's slowly trending up. So I took a position here and I just waited through all of this. Same here, the 15-minute, and then if we look at the 15-minute chart down here as well, when I took a long, this 15-minute is a higher high, so the candlestick in this one is higher high as well, although this is starting to form a new 15-minute low. But either way, when I took the play, that's what happened, and so I stayed in the play, and then it popped up, so I scaled out 100, 100, 100, and all the way up to the top here. Like I said before, I like to scale out a lot near where it used to be, in the event that it's not going to pop above it. So that's why I got out most of my position at around 206 level, even though eventually it did go up. Retrospect, I should probably kept some shares, but by the time I only had 100 shares left. So it was taking the profit that I had now or risk that last share dipping down and getting out at break even. So I kind of gave up on money on the table here, but you never know. So that was my play, and I'm happy with the results. Like I said, trying to be as conservative as possible, breaking some bad habits. Shouldn't have gone in here, actually, even though it's 934. Wasn't that bad, but I don't know. This is still a bad habit. This is okay. 935. I would have taken this short. Taken this short too. Stop out here. Probably less of a loss, I guess. Yeah. Yep. So either way, it's okay. It's satisfactory. I'm happy with my performance, or I should say I'm satisfied with my performance. So, all right, that's it for me.